Hello, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the fifth episode of the Teachers Show. And today, I just really wanted to just share my heart with you guys. I consider myself a fairly new YouTuber. And when you're new in a certain area or you're new in a certain territory, you have to be wise enough to look around you and pretty much just look at how the system goes and how the people act, how people react, and how you have to groom yourself to be able to actually thrive in that system. And so that's pretty much what I've been doing on YouTube. And I've been following a number of people for a long time now. And more than ever now, I really look into their lives and I look into their craft and I look into the way they do things, because now I actually want to learn from them. It's no longer just an issue of getting a word or just being enriched, but it's also like actually now intentionally trying to learn. And so today I just thought I should share with you a couple of lessons that I've learned from a couple of girls that are YouTubers and that I've been following for a long time now. And they've really just edified my life. And this is in no way just confined to YouTubers or somebody who's into YouTube, but this is pretty much for the person who's got a goal and who's got a vision and who's looking to actually making that dream or that goal a reality, and not just a reality but actually doing it to the best of their ability so that they can become a great success in that arena. And so today I just want to I want to use two YouTubers that I follow as examples. And one of those YouTubers is called Shameless Maya. I've really loved following her journey, and it's no longer just an issue of just following her videos because of their topic, but it's just basically like just having the joy of watching her journey and where she started from. And so I'm going to use Shameless Maya, and the other one is called Michelle Fan. So these are two YouTubers that have got two different YouTube stories, but that are all success stories on YouTube. And so pretty much what I did is that I went on their first couple of videos, the videos that they posted on YouTube, and I just learned a humongous amount of lessons from those YouTube videos. And one of those lessons, the first lesson that I learned, is that you mustn't be afraid to start humble. Because literally, if you go on their YouTube channels and you check out their first videos, you realize that they just decided to start. And that is one thing that many of us are failing to do. We are failing to just start. We've got all these amazing ideas in our heads, and we've got all these visions and dreams, and some of us believe that we have been, God has just given us these dreams, but we just are not starting. And so God ultimately doesn't have anything to work with, because the Bible says that I will bless the works of your hands. And so we pretty much have a lot here, but we've got nothing here. We literally have nothing on our hands, and God can't find anything to bless. And so when I went on the YouTube videos, the first thing that I looked at is the duration of time at which they've been posting. And I realized that these guys were success stories, but it wasn't just a midnight success for most of these guys. They literally had to put in the time, they had to put in the effort, they had to put in the work. And these guys have been blogging or vlogging for the past 5 years even. And so success has finally come because they've actually put in the time that is needed in their vision. And so in our generation, we have a lot of people that want microwave success. They want to start today and they want to be a success tomorrow morning. They want to start tonight, they want to be a success by next week Tuesday. So they give a timeline and they don't want to put in the effort. They just want to use that tab that says, well, I'm blessed, or well, God has promised me success, but they don't want to put in the effort and the time. So that's the first lesson that I learned, that success stories actually took time. And not only that, I learned that success stories also had to do with the number of videos. Honestly speaking, none of these YouTubers have got like 3 videos and they've got 1 million subscribers. So you actually need to work on your craft, and you need to put in the effort so that you can actually get the results. And so the number of videos that you're gonna put up on YouTube is the number of times that you are going to make an impression on your audience, and it's the number of times that you're going to air out a voice, or you're going to air out whatever opinion that you have. And ultimately, people might not believe you initially, but the more they follow you and the more that they get a good quality of work, or the more that they're intrigued by your way of thinking, the more that they're actually going to buy into the vision. And ultimately, you're going to reach that other end, which is your desired end, because you actually put in the work. And so, once again, our generation wants to put in three shots. I'll use a soccer example. They want to try out 3 penalties, and they just want one of those to work. They're not willing to exercise whatever vision that God has given them. They're not willing to take the gift and actually start working it and exercising it, and working that craft to a point where it actually becomes something that is of good quality. And so I've been intrigued by the amount of years that these YouTubers have been on YouTube. I've been intrigued by the number of videos, which is basically the effort and the sweat that they've put into the vision. Not only that, but I've also been intrigued as I looked at the quality of videos they posted maybe 7 years ago to the quality of videos that they're posting now. And for me, the lesson that I just learned is that do not despise the days of humble beginnings. Michelle Phan literally started with like a laptop webcam, and she's moved and she's grown to a digital camera, and she's then grown to actually moving into a proper, like, super expensive high-tech camera with all the high-tech lighting and all of these things. But guess what? She was willing to start in a bedroom. She was willing to start with the low quality light. She was willing to start with a video quality that wasn't HD. I want to talk to you. Are you willing to start your business with only a couple of things in stock? Are you willing to start that consultancy firm with only you as an employee and working from home, not even having an office? Are you willing to start that non-governmental organization with only 2 likes on your Facebook page and with only a couple of people that understand and buy into your vision? Or you have this weird assumption that you are supposed to start today and that next week you're supposed to have 100,000 people gunning for you and cheering for you and already listened to your vision and already bought onto your vision. Because the truth of the matter is that people's hearts are hard. This world is filled with hard-hearted people by nature, and it takes a long time by nature to convince somebody that what you have, whatever business proposal that you have, is actually viable and it's actually something that you can work on and that you can become a success at. I mean, how many banks do success stories go to until they get that final loan? But the reason why they're success stories is because they did not give up. And that's the kind of attitude that you're supposed to actually take up as well. You must not give up on whatever it is that you started. Keep at it. Put in the time. Put in the effort. And ultimately, you are going to accomplish whatever it is that you have decided to actually embark on. And one of the other things that I've also realized, which has been really just one of the biggest lessons that I've learned from these 2 examples, Michelle Phan and Shameless Maya, is that Shameless Maya was very intentional. She started a YouTube channel, and she basically, on the first, like one of her very first, videos, she pretty much just said, guess what, guys? I have decided to embark on a journey, and I'm literally shamelessly promoting myself for the next year on YouTube, and I want to see what will happen and what that effort is going to achieve and is going to produce. She was very intentional. But Michelle Phan, on the other side, just literally rocked up and started a YouTube channel and just did a couple of videos, and bam, in the next couple of months she had an unbelievable amount of subscribers. And so what that says to me is that there are people that start intentionally and they put in the effort and they ultimately reach their desired end. And there are also people that just start and they literally bump into success and they become a success story. But ultimately, you just want to get to the desired end. And so it doesn't really matter how God decides to craft the testimony of your success story. If He decides to make you a success story in 2 days, that is what pleases Him. If He decides to make you a success story in the next 20 years, that is how He has decided to craft your journey. And you must embark on your journey. You must enjoy your journey. You must enjoy every single step that you are taking in actually making that dream and that vision a reality. And enjoy it. Enjoy it to the maximum. Enjoy it. Because ultimately God is sovereign, and ultimately God is going to decide how He decides for your story to turn out. Does He want you to be relevant to the people that have just started in a couple of days and become a success? Then He's going to make you go in that path. Does He want you to be that person that put in the work, that put in the dedication, that was rejected a number of times when they were looking for a bank loan? Does He want your testimony to sound something like that? Guess what? That's how your testimony is going to sound, if that is what God has actually wanted you to be, and that if that's what God has decided that He's going to use you in. And so ultimately you just need to be faithful and obedient to the call. Embark, start somewhere. Don't be afraid to start humble, and enjoy every single moment of it, because God is just so faithful. And that's really just, my conviction in this season, that God is just ultimately so faithful, and that God honors and blesses effort. And whatever you've got in your hands is going to bless it, because He says, I will bless the works of your hands. But if you don't have any work happening in your hands, guess what? There is nothing to bless. So I'm hoping that this has blessed, and this has edified, and has actually encouraged somebody that has not yet started, or had started but was probably getting discouraged. God is orchestrating your testimony, and trust Him and believe Him, that as He says in Jeremiah 29 verses 11, that for I alone know the thoughts and the plans that I have towards you, and they are plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and an expected end. Believe Him at His word. Take Him at His word and enjoy the journey. Guys, I'm so excited that you joined us on our 5th episode. I'm hoping that you're also going to join us on our 6th episode. Share with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and just be a part of the movement, be a part of what we're doing. And I'm really hoping that your life has been changed by this short video. Be blessed, guys, and keep well. Bye.